Welcome back, Sales Queens. We're here again for another episode of Becoming an Online Sales Queen. And in this episode, I'm going to break down for you my 7-step growth system. The reason I want to do this, particularly now, is that I was on a call with somebody. It was a sales call. And on the call, she asked me, Rachel, what should I be focusing on at each stage of business? This lady was aware that she had some blind spots. She'd been in business for over 6 months, but not quite a year. And she was aware that she had some blind spots. She was also aware that she was spending her energy and her time, and her money to some degree, but mostly energy and time on some of the wrong things. And she knew that they were the wrong things because they weren't moving her forward. They weren't creating momentum. They weren't creating the results that she wanted. And this is the exact reason that I built my 7-step growth system in the first place. So I thought this would be a really good time to share it with you. There is a full training on it. So, this is going to be like my normal 15, 20-minute episode. But if you want the full detailed training on my online Sales Queen 7-step growth system, then you can, there's a couple of things you can do. You can look below this podcast in the show notes. I will link it there for you. If you're watching on YouTube, hi, you can look below in the YouTube comments. And if you are already following me over on Instagram, my handle is @RachHowarth. You can just message me or DM me the word system and it will automatically send you the link for that training, okay? So if you listen to this episode and you feel like, I want to know more, I want to know even more than Rachel shared on the podcast, then just go grab that free training, okay? The link will be below the podcast. So the 7-step system. I'm gonna give you an overview of all 7 steps, and then I'm gonna kind of like go back through it so that I can explain and expand on each one. Okay, so step number 1 is aligned offers. We must first and always first make sure that we have got our offers locked in. And so within that stage, we're talking about what the offer is, but also like what the price point is, who it's for, how we message that offer, everything to do with your offer, how each offer leads to the next, so that we're building a business model that doesn't just attract, but it retains as well, okay? And it has a good amount of opportunity for upsell, downsell, and cross-sell, okay? Now, if you want to go grab that full training, you're going to find out a lot more about what those things are, right? But to start with, step 1 is all about aligned offers. Step 2 of the growth system is about authority. It's about you commanding authority, speaking as a leader, showing up as the expert that you want your audience to notice that you are, yeah? They are not going to come and invest in you and your expertise if you don't first speak to them like you are that expert, okay? So that's step 2. Step 3 is audience. We cannot sell to an empty room. Now, you probably, as well as me and as well as every other listener out there, is thinking, how do I grow on Instagram? Like growing my audience is really hard right now. And I agree with you. I bloody agree with you. It is hard. Growing on Instagram is really hard right now. Growing on any platform, takes work. It's not like it used to be 5-6 years ago where you could just chuck a load of content out there, educational content, entertainment content, and everybody would just come follow you. It's much harder. People are much more discerning about who they follow now, okay? So if you're struggling to grow your audience, don't worry. There are other ways than just creating social media content. And of course, there are other audiences than just social media audiences. There's your email list, there's partnerships, there's collaborations, there's lots of other ways that you can build a community of people, okay? So the 3rd step is where we really get into audience. The 4th step is attraction. So obviously, once you've built the audience, you need to attract them into your world. So that's all about your content and really what you share to get people to download your lead magnet, listen to your videos, listen to your podcast, all the things that you're doing to attract new clients. It could be sign up for your free masterclass, join your 5-day challenge. Attraction is all about getting that committed step locked in. What is that first thing that the person in your audience who was just an audience member, what is that first thing that you get them to do where they move into your world? So that could be download something for free. It could be buy something low ticket. But that's what I mean when I say attraction. Step 5 of the system is about asking for the sale. That's where we master sales calls. It's where we master DMs. It's where we master email marketing and how to really reach out to your audience, your nurtured audience, where you've built trust, you've got a good community. It's where you reach out and invite them to buy from you. I know so many of you get all tied up in knots thinking, oh, I can't invite somebody to work with me. I'm going to get rejected. They're going to say no. It's going to be really hard. I won't know how to follow up. What if? And it's nowhere near as scary as you think it is, okay? So step 5 is all about asking for the sale. Step 6 is all about autopilot. Yeah, so this is all about how you sell on repeat. This is one of my favorite subjects in the whole world. I think you know by now, but I love funnels. I love automation. I love making things feel easy because I started my business for freedom. I was, locked up in a corporate role. I was working 80 hours plus a week. So when I started my business, it really was for freedom, okay? And I'm not saying that because it's the cliche thing to say. Everybody wants freedom. Yes, they do. But I really, really did. That was the whole reason I started my business in the first place. I still have a little bit of that corporate hangover in me now. If I think back to my corporate days, literally makes me feel sick, like the amount of time and energy I gave, how much I felt like I was working really hard, but not being truly valued for it. And my business is nothing like that now. And I do get to choose the way I spend my time. I do get to feel that sense of freedom, as I hope that you do too. But being able to sell on autopilot is the real mechanism to make that happen for you. So if you haven't got any automation in your business, you absolutely should be going to download this full training on this system so that you can understand automation in more detail. And then the 7th and final step is abundance. Okay. And when I say abundance, I don't necessarily mean just manifestation. I mean the feeling of abundance, the mindset of abundance, the inner knowing that more is coming, the ability for you to get out of lack, to get out of scarcity, to know that clients are for you, to know that wealth is for you. Yeah, to know that success is coming, no matter what level you're at right now. It's that real abundant way of thinking, okay, where you're not missing out, you're not losing out. It's not about what you haven't got. It's all about what you have got and being grateful for it. So when I teach the abundance step, I'm really teaching mindset principles like morning and evening rituals and my abundance tracker. If you haven't got my abundance tracker, girls, you are missing out. It is a free resource. You can message me over on Instagram, the word hacks, and you will get my 11-step abundance checklist. And you will also get my abundance tracker, which is a really simple spreadsheet. I fill it in every morning, have done for over 3 years. And I absolutely believe that filling in the abundance tracker is a real gateway, right, to you creating financial success. It means you have to look in your bank account every morning. It means you have to be aware of how many Stripe and PayPal notifications are coming in, even if there are none. Yeah, even if there are none, being aware of that creates a mindset in you for you to go out and change that. Yeah, because burying your head in the sand is not really helping you. Yeah, like avoiding looking in your bank account because you don't like the way it looks doesn't help you. That really does hinder you. So the abundance tracker really gets you into a habit of creating abundant thinking and an abundant bank account. Okay, so message me on Instagram, the word hacks, if you want to download that abundance tracker. And then there is a bonus step. So there's 7 steps in the system, but there is a bonus step, which is the accountability step. And that's the step that really says, well, if you're going to work through all 7 steps because you want to grow your business, you want to hit 100K, 200K, 300K, you want to grow, but actually, what's the point in going through all these steps and then not holding yourself accountable to keeping all of these principles in place, for keeping all these strategies alive in your business? Yeah. I'm not saying it's complex. It's absolutely the opposite of complex. I hate complexity. I am absolutely the person who will simplify everything that I do. Okay. So I don't mean stay accountable to all the strategies because there are so many, it's really hard. I mean, just give yourself some daily protocols to make sure that you are planning ahead, that you are reviewing, that you are celebrating, that you are up leveling wherever you need to, wherever possible, wherever you spot an opportunity to up level. So accountability is like, I guess, the step that wraps around all the other 7 steps. Now, you may or may not have noticed that every step of the system begins with A. So we've got aligned offers, authority, audience, attraction, asking for the sale, autopilot, abundance, and then the bonus 8th step that wraps around all of the others is accountability. They all begin with A because, well, firstly, I love things that make sense logically. And I think it also helps you guys to remember what each of the steps are. Now, when I built this growth system, I actually did build it in order. It is in order of what you should work on. But when I teach it to you, I tend to bring the 7th step, abundance, to the front. Okay. Now, you guys love strategy. You tell me all the time, just give me all the strategies, Rach. I want to know about sales strategy, marketing strategy, business strategy, because you think that it's strategy that grows your business. It actually isn't. It's mindset. It's how you feel. It's the emotion that you carry in your business every day that is the reason that you either grow or don't grow. It is nothing to do with strategy. And that comes from me, right? A self-confessed strategy girl. You know, like, I love strategy. I could sit and eat strategy for breakfast, lunch, and tea. But I also know in 9 years of running my business that when I can look back and see where the big breakthroughs were, where the big success milestones were, it wasn't because of a strategy. It was because of how I felt. It was because of my mindset. So when I teach this 7-step growth system, I do tend to bring abundance to the front so that we work on mindset and abundance emotions right at the beginning. Then we get into step 1, aligned offers. Okay. And I am going to be teaching this very soon in a 12-week mini mind. So I've been asked by loads of you. Some of you are already in offers with me in my Infinite Abundance Collective, where you get, 3 calls a month with me, but you want closer proximity. You've been asking, am I doing anything that like sits in between my collective and my mastermind? And so the answer is yes. I'm going to teach this in a 12-week mini mind for you so that you've got the opportunity to work closely with me. Yeah, really get my eyes on your business, really get my support with your offers and your pricing and your messaging and your sales strategy and your funnels and all the things that sit underneath this growth system. And we will get to do that in 12 weeks of Zoom calls. It will come with a private Slack channel. So we'll have lots of opportunity to really dive into your business model, right? Your specific business, everything about it that you love, everything about it that you're not loving right now. I'll be able to help you to see the blind spots, see the opportunities, and obviously build out the strategy so that you can scale more simply from whatever point you're at right now. So if you like the sound of this 7-step growth system and you want to go watch the free training, you can get the link below this. If you want me to come and, sort of teach it to you live in a Zoom room with you and about 8 other women, I'm not going to be enrolling a big group for this. I want a lovely, small, intimate group. If you feel that you want to do that, just, again, message me, right? My DMs are open for you. Just message me. Just say, Rach, I've been listening to the podcast. Tell me about the mini mind. I really think that it would be a good place for me to come and, work really closely with you. So yeah, I would love to lead you through the 7 steps of this growth system. And if I had to boil it down to the 3 areas, the 3 real fundamental areas that you have to nail, and I would go so far as to say if you don't nail these 3 areas, it will be the reason that your business never grows to the level that you want it to grow. Those 3 areas are offers, messaging, and sales strategy. Okay, they are the 3. So I've given you 7 steps here, but underneath those 7, if there was nothing else that you ever got right, you have to get right your offers. You have to get right your messaging. you have to get right your sales system. Okay. And they all sit very tightly together, because you can't message an offer that you don't love. Yeah, your messaging will never be right if you don't love your offer. So you've got to start with the offer, then really dial in on the messaging. And then when you've got an offer that you love and messaging that absolutely activates your audience, then your sales strategy has the best chance of being effective. But it would be pointless building a sales strategy without an offer that's irresistible, without messaging that activates. It would be pointless. That sales strategy would never convert, because you can't convert an offer that isn't juicy and that your audience don't want immediately when they see it, when they hear about what it is. So it's pointless working on one and not the other. Now, my dream for you would be that you come work with me in the mini mind and we work on all 7 steps. But if you can't do that, if you don't feel like doing that, if it just doesn't feel like the sort of thing that you want to do, grab the free training and watch the free training, but pay particular attention to the 3 areas that I just talked about: getting your offers right, dialing in your messaging, and getting your sales strategy absolutely singing. Okay? Take a breath, Rach. I'm going to leave it there for today. I've given you a very, very quick walkthrough. Really hope it was enough to get you excited to go watch the full training. If you've got any questions for me at all, you know where to find me. Instagram is the best place for you to message me. I will be here for all your questions, anything you want to know, any links you can't get, below this video. Just drop into my Instagram DMs and I will see you in our next episode.